I purchased this electric milk separator as I've been getting some raw milk and wanted to hopefully try to do a better job of separating the milk fat from the milk, as I want to be able to make butter and yogurts and different things like that with this milk. However, looking online, I wasn't quite sure which one to go with, so I thought I would share my review on how this one did for us using it for the very first time. So let's start with assembly. I took everything out of the box, washed it with hot soapy water. This piece here that I'm putting in, you will actually take apart after every wash. There is a little tiny, I don't know if you want to call it a screw, and so if you turn it all the way to the right, this is what determines how much cream you're getting out of the milk itself. So after I had it turned all the way to the right, going clockwise, I went counterclockwise half a turn. And so the cream that you saw in the beginning, that's the setting that I had at. So then once you have this piece on, next you're going to put on the cream piece. This is the one where the cream is actually coming out. Next is this piece. And yes, I use the directions several times until I get this right. That's the milk separator. And you can move those closer together depending on the bowl. Then you set that one on top. This one with the little peg in it is going to go down into the little motor that you put on there. This is a little baffle. Just kind of make sure that the 3 prongs are on the bottom, and then you're going to put the bowl on top that you're actually going to pour the milk in. It did hold about 1 gallon of milk in the top. And then you have this little piece. This is how you're actually going to open and close the valve. So you want it in the closed off. So clockwise is closed, counterclockwise is open. Now, before you run it for the first time, turn the machine on and let it get up to speed. In the meantime, you can heat some water to about 140, 150 degrees, and you're going to actually run that through the machine first, just to kind of warm everything up and get things nice and cleaned out in case, some dust or something got in there. Then go ahead and turn it so that it starts letting the water run out of both of the components. Then you can let it run all through that gallon. In the meantime, start warming up your milk, as you're going to need to get that to about 100 degrees before you pour it into the machine. As you can see, I finished my gallon, and you can kind of see the whole gallon of milk in the one bucket, and then the cream is in the other. I ended up with about 2 cups of cream for every gallon that I ran through. And so then you're going to go ahead and start pulling this apart. And I did speed up this video a little bit. There was quite a bit of cream still in there, so I did, go through and try to scoop out as much of that cream as I could. Now, the cool part is when I went and made butter the next day, because you want your cream to be nice and cold in order to actually whip it into butter. You could have actually turned this nice thick cream into some whipped butter, or run it all the way and it actually made some really nice creamy butter. And in the end, 2 cups made 1/2 pound of butter. So definitely very pleased with this. I will definitely be using it every week when I go and do my milk pickup. Then I just want to show you one more video about assembling that base piece. So now I'm going to show you how to take this piece apart, as you're going to have to wash it each time you use the machine. So it comes with a special wrench where you can loosen this nut on the top. Once you get that off, the cover pulls off, and there's several of these plates. And there was a lot of cream in between each layer of the plates as well. It kind of goes together like a jigsaw puzzle. But there is one main of these several layers. There's one specifically that has a little ring on the inside, or a little indent. I'm trying to kind of show you in that one, and the rest all look the same. So just make sure that when you're putting it together, it kind of goes like this. Like, you have the base, and then you're going to put this piece on, and it lines up, so you'll see that. And then look for that one base that has that extra little metal piece there, and there is a narrow indent. Like I said, it's kind of like a puzzle piece. You can't really put it on wrong. And then all of these other ones, which are the same, will slide on over the top of that. Then you'll put this cover back over the top of that one, slide it into place, and then you're going, and there is kind of a little U shape there, so I just made sure that that little tiny pinhole was open. And the same thing with this one, it kind of goes in front of that little pinhole. Then put your nut back on, and then tighten it down, and you're all set for the next time you go to use your machine. And then here's the butter that I made out of that buttercream. So excited.